I think one of the most irritating things that I've ever put up with whilst living in Vegas for the last 25 years is fake people. And what do I mean by fake people? I mean people that will pretend to be professionals at something and then never, ever be really professional at whatever it is they're claiming to be professional at. Recently, I got completely stood up at an event that I was supposed to host as a favor for a person I know here. And the fallout of that situation, I just was amusingly immature and irresponsible. I sat around for 4 hours waiting for gear to DJ an event which never arrived, and then I ended up leaving. I go home, I type up an angry post on Facebook, because at that point I have absolutely every reason in the world to be angry. I tried to do this as a favor to somebody, and what do I get? Nothing but condescension. This multi-paragraph diatribe, and it was ironic that I can call it that because they called my post a diatribe, but it was just a post that was the level of a high schooler. Now, the person I'm talking about is going into their 40s. When they're dumbing themselves down to that level, it's time to cut them off. It really is. And it sucks that I have to do it, but, I'm not going to be stood up. I like to DJ. I do something as a favor, and I get fucked. This would be the second time that I've been fucked by this guy. And, I guess the whole point of the matter is, I'm sorry. I'm within my right to be angry. I'm not going to sit there and take this condescension where you say something like, well, poor Mr. Mundinger and blah, 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 and you had all the ability in the world to go to my house and pick this up. This guy lives like 26 miles from my house. I don't even think the buses down Las Vegas Boulevard even go that far. And even if they did, that's like a 4-hour bus ride. I'm not going to go and show up to an event 4 hours early so that I can acquire gear he could have just left there. There's no standing up for this. Now, the reason I had to fill in was he was doing a film project, which I hope wins. I mean, at this point, I really don't care. But best of luck, And he couldn't be there for this event. And that's why I did this as a favor. Because I still consider the guy a friend. But after something like this, it's like, dude, you totally fucked me. The first time this guy fucked me was on a situation that was absolutely stupid. A situation that did not need to happen, that capsized certain aspects of my personal life for a little bit, and ended with just nothing but unbelievably huge amounts of arbitrary side-taking. The fallout of it basically happened like you were handling something while you were in middle school. And it really put me off. It really pissed me off because I'm 25 years old, and on top of that, I'm a fucking father. Okay, I have to take care of a kid who has almost no one in the world to really look after them. I do not have time in my life to sit there and listen to some asshole tell me that I'm wrong to be mad at them for side-taking over a situation that they only knew half-truths on. Sorry. Not only that, but partially caused as well. And with the most recent situation, I just think it's equally bullshit because, hey man, I'm doing you a fucking favor. I wasn't going to get paid for this. I was doing this out of the goodness of my heart. And you can say that I'm a duplicitous, lying asshole for even putting that in there. But you're not the one who had to wait around 4 hours for nothing. I'm standing around somebody else's event with my backpack loaded full of my gear, the gear that I was going to use. All I needed was the tables and the mixer. And I didn't get them. And it's not like this venue has house gear. They had it one time because it was on loan from somebody else. And that guy doesn't really spin there anymore, so they don't have that gear. And I don't really think that at this point anything's going to be right, because the more I read that post, the more I realize that, man, what words come to mind? Smarmy, condescending, I really don't give one fuck about how you feel, my ego is larger than yours, so let me inhale amounts of edification that are just inhuman to inhale. because I had to go pretend I was Federico Fellini for a night, you know? I just broke this. It's already broken. You know, it just puts me off. And there's too many people like this in Vegas. And I guess my ultimate point here is that unless you're an asshole, you're not going to survive here. I'm too nice by nature. I forgive people for everything, but I'm not going to fucking forgive this. I forgave it once, and then I get ostracized from this guy's whole fucking group because of a fucking fat-ass liar with a Disney princess complex who lives her life by being carried around on a pillow and doesn't even have to take one consequence for any of her actions. You know, it's like, well, this person has slight depression. To get what they want, but go ahead. Well, you don't understand anything that goes on in their life. To get what they want, go ahead. It's not like people like this can't exist. It's that they exist in gigantic quantities and manipulate everyone around them into believing that their life is oh so woe is me shitty to gain what they want. So go take sides with people like that who could just be lying to your fucking face as much as they're lying to everybody else's fucking face. It's no sweat off my sack. I just worry a lot of the times when people that I know get close to gravitating towards groups of people like this. And that was another thing. I was going to originally do this, like I said, as a walk and talk video. Actually, in my previous takes. I did like 3 takes of this, sorry. And I was going to do this as like a walk and talk video, and it was like 3 in the fucking morning. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go on a walk and talk at 3 in the morning. But I did want to cover, you know, situations like these. If you're friends with somebody who's going to go into something like this, you know, it's really harsh of a position as the friendee, I guess you would say, to be in, because at that point you want to avoid the bullshit that's going to eventually happen so bad that it's like, look, if you don't stop talking to these people, I'm going to have to stop talking to you. You know, and a lot of people, they would say that's a very shitty position to be in, but or more or less it's a shittier thing to do. And honestly, self-preservation isn't always a shitty thing. I mean, like, I've had to cut off a bunch of fucking people to avoid this bullshit. You know, because I'm not that stupid where I can't see what's going on here. You know, head trips only work so many fucking times. Until you realize that, yeah, it doesn't really matter what they say to you at this point. It's just a bunch of fucking excuses. They shouldn't have fucked you. You know? And I guess a lot of people, they live their life on the basis of you not figuring that out. I don't know. 50% of the reason that I'm getting out of Vegas is because of people like this, you know? And it really sucks because I'll be away from family. I'll be away from my daughter. I'll be away from my family. I'll be away from some of my best friends. But at the same time, it's the break that I need. I wanted to make a really angry video a while back, too, about these Tumblr Anon assholes that kept sending me all these ridiculous, snotty, fucking bullshit messages about, oh my god, you're a terrible human being. You're going to be away from your kid for a while. It's not like other people in the world go through the exact same fucking thing. Then I mentioned, well, you know, you can go spout as much bullshit as you want to. Just go ahead and ignore that military families deal with this. And then they said something along the lines of, you just made yourself akin to a military father? And I'm like, I used it as an example, not a comparison. And then they just like sent me like 60 messages. I'm not even kidding. I swear to Christ, I'm fucking not even kidding. 60 fucking messages about how I'm a terrible human being. So I can only assume that it's, you know, like 2 or 3 people. It could only be like, you know, 2 or 3 certain people, and they're all from the same fucking household because they're fucking stupid and don't pay any goddamn attention at all to what's going on in their lives, let alone the lives of another human being other than themselves. But, you know, I need a break. And I love how some people in the world just, they want to do everything they can to tie you to your source of misery. Now, my kid is not my source of misery. Don't get me wrong. That, you know, she and that shit, they have nothing to do with that. It's just dealing with a constant stream of assholes 24/7. It's having to be an asshole 24/7 to exist in this environment. Another thing that I wanted to address, speaking of, that situation is, yeah, I really said something shitty. You know, I blew the fuck up at somebody in one of Waymu's comments on a video that I probably should have kept my mouth shut about. It's a smart idea, you know. But I blew the fuck up over something really bullshit he said about my videos and my kid. Or, oh, if he just didn't spend so much time on Onision, he'd have more time with his kid. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. And, you know, the sensible thing, I don't care at this point, you know, it's water under the bridge for me. Some fucking troll says something to piss me off. It's the only fucking reason that anyone would even say it. But the thing of it is, even in trolling, that's a really shitty card to pull. That's an emotional card. You know, it's like when you have no other argument to bring, let's bring the one that we know would piss him off. Let's go fucking drag the piece of his life that we know is not really the puzzle piece that's put in the most snug compared to the rest. Let's go fuck with that one. You know, let's go pull that Jenga block. Don't. Because I will fucking rip you a new asshole in a comment. And if somebody said it to me face to face, I would rip them a new asshole in person. Because you don't know my struggle. You don't know what I've gone through. You couldn't even begin to imagine. I couldn't even take your soul out of your body, put it in mine, and even fathom that you could begin to understand. And that's the biggest hypothetical that exists. You know, but I will admit, what I said to this guy, yeah, it was really shitty. I threatened to blow his fucking head off. I was pissed. And I say a lot of fucked up shit when I'm pissed. And given the context, and given the comment, and given the subject that was brought up, I felt that I was in my right to be that mad. You know, life, given the context of the video, life might have been the subject in general, but my life was not the subject, you stupid petty shithead. Eat shit. You fucking asshole. You know. Man, I got into a lot of subjects already. So basically, yeah, that guy's a worthless pile of fucking shit. People that want you to do a favor for them and then fuck you, they're pieces of crap, and you should weed out bad apples as much as you can, because they're only going to say that they're the sweetest tasting apple on the tree, when in reality, at their core, they have the most maggots and worms infesting them ever. You know. The outer shell, oh my god, it's like caramel apple on it, and it looks so delicious and beautiful, but then it's got this nice anthraxy center, you know. And then, yes, many people that you meet here will be two-faced, duplicitous assholes. They will only do whatever they want to do to make you happy in order to get what they want from you. And then when they're done from you, out the window you go. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to get out of my fucking system. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people expected it to be a lot more violent. They expected it to be a lot more off balance, where I'm basically just holding a camera going, "Oh, fuck you." Well, the thing is, you know, a lot of people, they can pretend that that's all I'm comprised of, but I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not you. I'm not the person that needs to go cover their ass, you know, and defend their ass for screwing somebody else over. You know, I don't, at this point, you know, because of select people, one of which, more, that you associate with, my reputation's already nuked. And I don't care at this point. You know, there's so many things in Vegas because of this that I used to enjoy that I can't enjoy anymore. And it's not like you give a fuck. You know? And the hypocrisy of it is just insane to me. Because if somebody did this to you, oh, you would be banging on everybody's door trying to get people to fucking stick up for you, and I can't do that. You know, it's one of them positions where I'm put, where it's like, you know, too many people are, I don't even want to say drinking the Kool-Aid, but just too many people are unwilling to admit, you know. And they'll just call it whining. They'll say whatever's convenient to them. They'll ignore the blatant truths that are like right in their fucking face. And it's because it makes life easier. You know, one of the things that I find really strange about human beings is that no matter how shitty things can get for certain people, they'll just sit there and accept it because that point that it's basically at that point they don't have to think too hard. You know? Like they don't want to try very hard because they don't want to think too hard. You know, somebody could sit there and just fuck them in the ass. You know, much like my chair just apparently tried to squeal and do to me. You know, they could just be screwing you with a fucking yard rake. You know, left and right. Saying, hey, I want your help on this, and then just ditch you. Or say, hey, man, I'll pay you back, you know, in a while for this or that. You know the types of people that completely fuck you over on everything. You know, a lot of people, they'll just sit there and defend people like that, or they'll sit there and accept it because not accepting it, resigning to the truth that's right in their face is too fucking hard. It's like, no one ever said it was going to be easy, you know? No one ever said that, man, you know, a lot of the people you brought yourself up to believe had your best interest in mind really don't. You know, God, this is such a weird segue. There was a video I watched one time, and it was this video, wasn't an alien autopsy video, it was an alien interview video. And it was with this guy named Victor, and I know this is really random, but basically the guy was going into like something, or he said he made a statement like, well, you know, aliens look at humans like dogs. You know, you can pet a dog on the head and say good dog, and it understands the gesture, but do you really think it understands that you have his best interest in mind? You know, it's like when you're dealing with a person so far beyond your own intellect, you know, you can't assume that they have your best interest in mind. Now, that was, you know, a weird segue, and it was used in an obviously completely, you know, different hyperbole context. However, you know, the same thing can apply to people, not just puppeted aliens in a stupid video designed to make people buy it as opposed to buy the bullshit the video was trying to sell. But anyway, you know, there are so many people in this world that will lead you to believe that they have your best interest in mind, and then later on you find out, no, they don't. And that the more you realize that they don't, the more that they'll ostracize you, alienate you, go to the point where they'll just start allowing people to make shit up about you. See, my chair is so fucking old. I can't even, like, lean in this. See, now that I want it to do it, it won't do it. Ah, there we go. We have creak. You know, it's just like they'll go to the point of just saying you're like everything including Hitler and all Nazis and Stalin. You know? Because it'll suit their purpose to please, like, what, 10 people? You know? You can't always assume that people that start doing this to you are doing it because they have your best interest in mind. There was a time where I really thought that a lot of these types of people did have my best interest in mind. And I found out later that no, they didn't. You know, that I was being put second best because it was just like, whatever, he won't stop fucking complaining. He won't shut his mouth if we, you know, let him know that he's getting fucked. So let's make him feel that he's not getting fucked. Let's make him feel like he's really part of something. And then once some asshole says otherwise, let's go side with them blindly and then fuck him out of a lot of stuff. I mean, I could go on for this about hours. I don't think I should, simply because this camera will allow me to go on for hours thanks to the new little mini SD that I got for Christmas in here, which was pretty sweet. Now I can literally record blogs for like 7 hours. Holy shit. But I don't think that people would really want to listen to me talk nonstop for 7 hours, and I don't think that my throat would allow me to. I mean, I've talked like nonstop now for like 20 minutes, and it feels like I've been doing nothing but swallowing kitty litter for a week. And so for people that wonder how I can do that, it's not easy. Because there's been people before who watch my videos, and they were like, how can you talk for so long and then not take a rest for some water? And I'm like, I don't know. To answer that question, like, I just always kind of been able to do that, you know. I can just ramble for like a ridiculously long time, and I don't really have to stop. But anyway, this has just been something that's been really bugging me. And, I mean, I wasn't about to sit there and keep my mouth shut on it. I don't give a flying fuck. at this point. I'm an adult. You know, I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I'm some stupid fucking kid who has to keep his mouth shut to suit somebody else's agenda. You know, to placate their insecurity of how they treat people, you know. And I'm not going to take condescension from somebody who's like twice my age with way more kids than I have. Because I only have one. You know, I mean, this is like a guy with a family and shit. So fuck it. You know, I mean, I hate to fucking put it like that, but just like at this point, fuck it. You know, I don't fuck people like you, obviously. But I don't fuck over people like this. You know, why should I get fucked like this? What the fuck have I ever done to you besides way too much for you? You know, but whatever. People put you on their back burner. Get off the oven. It's not an oven that's worth being on. If you're going to be put in a hot seat, it better be a seat where Jessica Alba is shaking her ass right in your face. Because that would be a really hot fucking seat. That, or who was that girl from Planet Terror? Oh, God. She dated Manson for a while. Rose McGowan. That would also be a very hot seat. Especially if she was done up like Cherry Darling from Planet Terror. And don't worry, Becky thinks she's hot too. Okay? Jeez. Before people start screaming up in arms about something else. Because everybody is like so easy to offend. Today we're going into another fucking topic. Now I want to get this topic of easy to offend people out of my system. Fuck it, let's go to 30 minutes if we can then. Easy to offend people is another thing that's been pissing me off lately. Like too many people, they get offended by, you know, small things that I say in my videos. You know, with the 9/11 fail video that I did, yes, I can understand. You know, it's a country we should have nuked a long time ago. That was really fucked up of me to say, and I didn't mean it. Obviously, I even made a video apologizing for it. But, you know, even then, I mean, there's this, like, just Cindy K chick who's been, like, trolling the shit out of my video. Oh, God, what was it? It was that Duck Dynasty video that I did. And I've made a video on her comment, too. And it just still hasn't stopped. And I know that at this point, I'm just feeding a troll. And I know that, I mean, all this fucking woman is a fucking troll at this point. Because it's just like you're ignoring every fucking cognitive argument that is being put your way. It's not even, like, occurring to you that people have defeated the feebality, even though feebality and feebleness isn't a word. It's just a feeble argument. You know, I'm not comparing apples to oranges. You are. I was saying, look, this is nothing out of the ordinary for these types of people. Live in this country for like 5 minutes. I guarantee you will understand what the hell I'm fucking talking about. Watch the fucking news from here. You know. But it's just so many people, they get so offended so easily by the smallest fucking shit. I mean, somebody says one thing about gender roles or whatever. You know, I'm not going to make a subject about it, but just say, for example, you know, that shit on Tumblr, and then fucking thousands of goddamn people will just up in arms jump on it for no fucking good reason. You know, they won't even, like, I see a contingency of people that don't even read the context of something, and instantaneously they're offended by it. You know? It's just like, I saw the word gender, they must be talking about sexism, and they must be a misogynist piece of shit, so kill, 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 you know, I mean, it's like, overly sensitive people, incidentally, cause some of the most ridiculous shit in this world. Now, I'm not talking about people that constantly get offended by things the Westboro Baptist Church does. That's understandable. There has been a point to where the Ku Klux Klan didn't even fucking want to associate with those people. I mean, that's fucking crazy to me. You get to the point to where you are such fucking assholes, the KKK don't even want to associate with you? Holy fucking shit. With that being said, there's a lot of KKK people whose funerals they probably protested. And then there's a weird irony all of it itself, you know? Where it's just like, well, which group are you going to hate more? You know? It's like, I want to hate these people because they hate everything and are undereducated fuckwits. But then I want to hate these people more because they're also undereducated fuckwits who are just completely ridiculous drag of society humans. But I can't figure out which one I want to fucking hate more. And then you just take them and you put them into your hate strainer bowl and you just mix them up and then you have a nice little hate salad. And you can hate them equally because they're fucking stupid. Do you understand, Miss Cindy K? They're fucking stupid. People that say that shit, like this asshole on this TV show did, they're fucking stupid. One of the reasons that a lot of people were kind of like, why did you even make a video about this, is because none of us here expect anything different from these fucking people. Even Dave Chappelle, the black comedian, made a joke about it. And it was like, down south, you don't understand how calm and normal racism is. You walk outside your front door, it's like, morning, nigger. And you're like, morning. You know, it's so nonchalant. I'm going to watch that again when I get off the video here, because that's funny as shit. And it's always good to go to bed with a couple of laughs out of your system. But that's basically the gist. Even black people, you know, can make fun of it because it's so fucking common, unfortunately. You know, so, like I said, I'm going to reiterate one more fucking time just so I can finish this video off with some. I mean, to compare my non-surprise of that guy's comment to somebody judging me on the way I dress and you know, like the bands that I'm into and stuff, and they say, oh, you're going to shoot up a school. You know, I mean, that didn't offend me as much as maybe it should have. Ironically, when we're on the subject of overly sensitive people who get offended by everything, that probably should have offended me a lot more than it did. Because a lot of the fucking people that shoot up schools in this fucking country are people that no one gives a shit about, unfortunately. They're people that get left behind. They're troubled, mentally disturbed assholes who get told, well, you're just going to fucking shoot up a school anyway. And for somebody to sit there and just like, well, you know, it happens a lot in your country. You really don't do much about it. You know, it's like when Piers Morgan bitches about fucking gun control. You know, and everybody else in the world is like, well, America has too many guns. I'm from Britain. We don't have many guns here. Read a history textbook, fucker. It was your country like 200-300 fucking years ago that sort of imposed that shit on us. That sort of... wasn't people trying to fucking kill whole villages of our people simply because they wouldn't pay tea tariffs and shit. They wouldn't need to arm themselves. And that sort of imbued itself in the mentality of this really young country from that point forward. And that just brings me to my final fucking point here, so I can finish the video up. A lot of the shit that doesn't surprise me in this country goes on because it's really fucking young. We're 200 years old. You know, I mean... yes, we've been around technically for 400 years, if you want to go back to the 1600s, because this country had people in it around that time. But as a democratic country, you know, we've been around only for 200 years as a, you know, organized democratic nation. And we're going to make a lot of fucking mistakes. There are countries in this world that have been around for thousands of years under this, you know, under an actual, you know, governing system. How many mistakes did they make in the first couple hundred years? You know, they made shit fucking tons and still continue to this day. But at least they know how to fucking stop them from getting too bad, and that's something this country unfortunately does not know how to do yet. We're a TV culture. You know, we get everything from the television. We sit there like those fat fucks in Wall-E and shit with our soda, with our TV, with our fucking commercialism, and we accept it. Because we're a young, dumb, stupid country that thinks that's all we need. You know, for a lot of countries that burn themselves on a singular industry, America burns itself out on TV. Like Detroit burned itself out on being an industry of cars that basically, you know, basically they were called the Motor City because car manufacturing was the only industry that the city had. You know, and that went away. TV and media and entertainment, that's what people feed on in this country. And when that goes away, people are going to wake the fuck up. They're going to stop wanting to be fucking judgmental assholes. They're going to stop wanting to just sit there and want to be celebrities all the time. They're going to stop wanting to be just fucking using, abusing scum that don't give the one single flying fuck about the welfare of other human beings aside from themselves. But it isn't going to happen anytime soon. Unfortunately. Probably not in my lifetime. Probably not in your lifetime. Probably not in anybody alive right now's lifetime. And certainly not your old folks. And you should appreciate them while you still have them. It's something that I've learned in the last few years. Because, to be really honest, to be my age, I'm 25. This coming year, 2014, I'll be 26 years old. And at my age, I mean, I'm fucking lucky to still have my grandparents. A lot of people I know, their grandparents died when they were like kids. You know, back when I was still in diapers and they were still in diapers. So to still have my grandparents kicking around it's interesting. It's not weird. It's just interesting, and it's I'm lucky in that respect. Because, you know, a lot about what I know about life, I learned from them. And I really don't know where I would be without that. Because bringing it back to the original subject here, so I can finally finish the video like I've said I'm trying to fucking do like 3 times. I just keep going off on tangents. You know, like I said with the original subject, you know, if I just sat there and learned about life from these people that kept fucking me over, like, where would I be? I'd be a total loser. I'd hate myself. I would have no pride in anything that I did and feel like I should be second best to everything. That's no way to live. And nobody should allow themselves to live that way. Anyway, I'm going to end this video so I can stop going off on tangents. I'm also going to get a drink of water now because my fucking throat feels like the landmass of the state that I live in. It feels like a fucking desert. Anyway, I'm some guy on the internet, and so are you. I hope you guys all had a wonderful, safe, absolutely kick-ass Christmas. I know that I did. And I have the best wishes for you, and so does Becky. We have the best wishes for you guys in 2014. So, we're going to be kind of lax on the videos up until then. So, up until this coming year, take it easy, guys.